And welcome to Bogus Stadium. Tonight, Harlingen Cardinals versus the Brownsville Pace Vikings. It is going to be an awesome Friday night. Lights here from Harlingen, Texas. Jonathan, we're excited to be back in this booth here after a week off last week. Excited to see the Cardinals back in action against the Vikings. What are we looking for as we get ready for this game today?
Well, the Cardinals are going to try to put the ball in the air, get some positive movement with their offense. We saw a little bit of a run game last week, and then Pace, they're going to try to put points on the board. They have had some struggles putting points up on the board. They've gotten some yards throughout the year, but they have not gotten points on the board. So tonight, they're hoping to break through the Cardinal defense and put points on the board.
Well, Harlingen coming off their biggest test of the year as far as district goes, playing Los Fresnos last week, and closest point spread margin there. And from what I understand, Los Fresnos was able to run the ball on the Harlingen Cardinal defense. And so I would expect that Manny Gomez and the Harlingen Cardinal defense looks to remedy that tonight. And as we remember, Pace Vikings were on this field just a few weeks ago against the South Hawks. We remember they got a couple of playmakers on offense that could run the ball down the field.
Yeah, they have a few running backs that they like to use kind of on the wing. They'll throw little screen passes, dink and dunks, and let those athletic running backs make plays up the field. And so the Cardinal defense are going to have to make some plays in open space, make open field tackles in order to stop this Viking offense.
Well, I know that it has been a goal of the Harlingen defense to shut out opponents here, especially at Bogus Stadium, so they'll look to do the same against the Pace Vikings. The Vikings will be returning this kickoff tonight. They will be receiving on the north end of the field, and the Harlingen Cardinals will be kicking off. Cardinals in all red and the Pace Vikings in all white green helmet. Should be a good game.
Oh, yeah, it should be a great game. That's why all the people are packed in the stands. We have Cardinal fans all over the place. The Vikings brought their fans. They're ready for a great Friday night football game.
And here we go, getting ready for the kickoff, and the kicker approaches the football, and the kick is up, and it is a booming kick as the Pace Viking returner lets the ball go through his hands and out of the end zone. That will be a touchback, and the Vikings will have the ball out at the 25-yard line to begin the game tonight.
Yeah, right there. Senior wide receiver Lázaro Sanchez was not able to bring the ball in. It got kicked almost all the way to the very back of the end zone. He just let it roll out right off the tips of his fingers.
So we will get started here. 12-minute mark on the scoreboard as the Pace Vikings will come out first down on their own 25-yard line, going against that big red Cardinal defense. And we're watching out for a couple of players here for the Pace Vikings. Keep an eye out for number 1. That's Brandon Vasquez. I'm sorry, number 1 for the Pace Vikings. Wrong roster here. Get that here for a second. Alex Cisneros, number 1 for the Pace Vikings. And he will line up at quarterback. Shotgun formation. He's got a running back with him. He hands it off. No, he keeps it. Rolls to the outside. And he dumps it off to number 12. That is Lázaro Sanchez. And they're going to roll that an incomplete pass.
Yeah, the Cardinal defense was not fooled on that one. There were defenders going right against the receiver coming off of trying to follow his blocks, but as soon as the ball made contact with his hands, a defender made contact with him, and he was not able to contain the ball and take it up the field.
Well, if I remember correctly, number 5, Christian Resendiz, the junior running back for the Pace Vikings, lit it up last game here on this field as he was able to get downfield for quite a bit of yardage. So let's see if he will have something to show here tonight. He's lined up at the running back position. He's actually behind his quarterback. Call that a pistol formation, 3 wide receivers. He's looking left. He's going to dump it off to number 5, Resendiz, but it's short, incomplete pass.
Now, we talked about it. I talked with some of the coaches. They said that number 5 is their most athletic player, and right there they're trying to get the ball in the open space for him. He had some space to move. The ball just was well short, and he was not able to make a play. But the Cardinal defense would have had to get there in a hurry because that kid can run.
Yes, he can. So keep an eye out for number 5 tonight. Third down, 10 yards to go. Only 11 seconds have ticked off the clock in this first quarter. Number 1, Cisneros, takes a snap, will hand it off to his running back, and his running back, number 5, Christian Resendiz, just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be fourth down, 10 yards. Pace Vikings have gained no yardage to start this series.
Yeah, it was a simple run play up the middle. There's too much penetration. He was hit rightly as soon as he got the ball. He was able to break one tackle, but he really only brought it back to the line of scrimmage because they had already put bodies on him well before that.
Cristobal Bermudez, number 7, the punter, getting ready to punt this away to 2 Cardinal receivers. That's going to be number 7, Jordan Ramirez, as well as number 32, ready to receive this kick. That's Keaton Omick. And the snap is going. It is blocked. It is blocked by number 4 of the Cardinals, and it is picked up. Touchdown, Cardinals. The block by Hayden Flores, the pickup by Elijah De Leon, and it is a touchdown, ladies and gentlemen. Cardinals go up 6-0 on the block punt.
Yeah, right there we saw the Pace Vikings decide to spread out, kind of putting them in a very optimal position for coverage, but it does give some weaknesses in the blocking, and there was a free runner that went all the way down the left side, down the middle. He gets a clean block. And did he recover it himself, or was that someone else?
Yeah, number 4 blocked it, which was Hayden Flores, and then number 3, Elijah De Leon, picked it up. But there was about 3 Cardinals in together, and they just had that timed perfectly, and just a very clean blocked punt. And just like that, ladies and gentlemen, it is 6-0. The Cardinals go up ahead, and number 85, Samuel Bazan, in to try the extra point.
We saw solid defense on the last drive by the Cardinals. Of course, they make the big special teams play, blocking the punt and get points on the board. And we'll see right now if they're able to get the extra point.
And the kick is up, and it is good. So that'll be a 7-0 jump out in front. The Harlingen Cardinals go ahead with 11 minutes and 1 second left to go in this first quarter. Special teams touchdown, Jonathan. That's always a key that you want to try to attain. Not always possible, but Cardinals come out right away and get a special teams touchdown.
Well, if you go into most locker rooms, you'll see goals up on the board. So if you walk in any locker room, they'll have stickers where they're going to put key pieces to victory. And a lot of times a big special teams play is listed on almost everyone's board there in those locker rooms. And the Cardinals have their big special teams play already for the night. And the Vikings are going to be very upset that they were able to give up such an easy points on the board.
Well, I tell you what, key indeed, as the Cardinals have kind of made their way this season by coming out and punching their opponents in the mouth quickly. We saw a few weeks ago when the cornerback jarred the ball loose at a receiver in the very first series, and it was recovered for a touchdown. Now we see a blocked punt here. And so the Cardinals, this is their MO. This is how they like to operate. Get out quick, fast, and in a hurry. And so here we go, 7-0. The Cardinals about ready to kick off yet again. Just under 1 minute played here in this first quarter. And the kick is up. It's another booming kick. This one will, go out of the end zone. And once again, the Pace Vikings will come out to the 25-yard line to try to make something happen.
Again, senior wide receiver Lázaro Sanchez, number 12. He thought about returning it, but once he saw it in the air, he quickly made the right decision and let it go right by him. So the Pace Vikings, they're going to start off their drive on the 25. They need to get positive plays. That last drive, I don't think they had any plays that went beyond the line of scrimmage. And so they're going to look to make a first down on this drive and really get the ball moving, I think.
Yeah, 2 incomplete passes and 1 run that was stopped for no gain on that first series. And then, of course, a block punt that went for a Cardinal touchdown. So here we go. Number 1, Cisneros at the quarterback positions, takes the snap. Oh, and he runs into his running back, number 5, Christian Resendez. As he turned around, Resendez just ran right into the front side of his jersey and went down awkwardly. And so that's going to be a loss of about 5 yards.
And here we see on the replay, there's a lot of penetration. Linemen are moving. It looked like there was some confusion between the quarterback and the runner. A play like that, you really need to execute it the right way because they're giving some free runners off the edge, trying to cut them up the middle. And when you make a misstep there, you get punished for it. So.
And we do have a new running back in the game now, lined up behind number 1, Alex Cisneros. 16 to go. He'll take the snap. He hands it off to his new running back, number 24. Number 24 bounces it to the outside. He breaks 1, 2, 3 tackles, and he'll get back close to the line of scrimmage. That's number 24, Felix Calderon.
Yeah, Felix Calderon, I believe he started at the beginning of the season before number 5 has replaced him now at the running back. But he comes in. He's someone that they have a lot of confidence as well. They started him at the beginning of the season, and he gains good yardage there. That's the first play for positive yards of the night.
And that positive yardage on that play brings it to a 3rd down and 10 yards after that big negative play on first down. So 3rd down, 10 yards to go. Just over 10 minutes left to go in the first quarter. It is 7-0. The Harlingen Cardinals lead the Brownsville Pace Vikings after a blocked punt. And here we go. Cisneros is going to take the snap. Fakes it. Screen to the left. He dumps it off to his receiver. His receiver trying to follow some blockers, but it's going to only fall forward for about a gain of 4 yards. That'll bring up a 4th down for the Pace Vikings.
Yeah, typically we see Harlingen Cardinals come very aggressively on a 3rd and 10 play, but right there they played a little bit safer, so there were several defenders waiting for him once he caught the ball. I think they had anticipated a short little screen pass, and they were all over him once he caught the ball. He did have a blocker there, but not enough blockers, and so he gets taken down. They'll have to punt the ball. Hopefully they can get it off this time.
Yeah, definitely. They're going to want to try to get this ball punted away rather than blocked. And back to returns Chris Rodriguez, number 22, for the Harlingen Cardinals, along with number 7, Jordan Ramirez. This time they have an extra blocker in there. The punt is up, and it is a very short punt, wobbly, and it takes a backward spin. And ladies and gentlemen, this ball is going to be marked at where the first down marker was for the Pace Vikings. So the Cardinals will get this at the Pace Vikings 35.
There's really only a net of 5 yards for the punt right there. It had a weird spin to it. I'm not sure that maybe one of the Cardinals defenders was able to get just a piece of it. Not a good block, but maybe just enough for it to take that awkward spin and angle straight up into the air.
Well, the Cardinals will start with a very short field, and in the shotgun formation, there's number 15, Brandon Garza, the Cardinals signal caller. And he's going to start off with 4 wide receivers this time. He's got 1 running back next to him. First down. He's going to throw right to number 11. That's Mark Rosales. Rosales got some space to the 20, the 15, and it looks like he'll be pushed out of bounds at around, give it the 14-yard line. First down pass converts for first down.
Well, it looked like right there the Vikings were a little bit offset on their defense, and the Cardinals made him pay for it. One good block off the edge, and then he had some space, and we saw what he also had. He had some speed, and he gets a lot of yards really quickly.
First down for the Harlingen Cardinals, so they are now on the 15-yard line. And he'll take the snap. He hands it off to number 14. And number 14, René Medina, will fall forward for a gain of 9 yards on the first down play.
Some nice blocking up front. He breaks one arm tackle coming off the edge, the free runner. But he gets by him, and he gets to take it up for another 8 yards. Easy 8 yards for Medina right there.
They're going to call it second down and 2 to go. They're all the way down at the 12-yard line of the Pace Vikings. Harlingen Cardinals are up 7-0. 8 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in this first quarter. And the snap is good. He's going to hand it off to his receiver coming on the edge. That is Brandon Vasquez. He's got some space at the edge of the play there, and he will get the first down. But he is pushed out of bounds right before the goal line. That'll bring up a first down and goal for the Cardinals.
There was some penetration off the left side. They had that formation. They really tightened it up, and they were just going to outrun them to the edge. And it looked like he was going to be able to do it, but he had just enough speed to get around everyone to gain that first down. And so it'll be first and goal about the 3-yard line right there.
Yeah, they brought Brandon Vasquez, number 1, from the wide receiver position. He kind of did an end around there and took the handoff and almost broke it to the touchdown. So here we go. First down. They're going to put it on the 2-yard line. Brandon got us to number 15 in the shotgun formation with number 14, René Medina. He hands it off to Medina. Medina cuts in, touchdown. Cardinals as he goes outside, then cuts inside, almost untouched as he gets into the end zone. Touchdown Cardinals, making it 13-0.
Yeah, right there we saw a nice play by the runner. He's running outside, sees 2 defenders, and just makes a quick cut up and runs in for an easy touchdown.
Just one hand there on his rib cage, but that's about all as he gets in cleanly for the touchdown. Now at number 85, that's going to be Samuel Bazan in to attempt the extra point. 13-0, waiting the extra point. Snap is good. The kick is up, waiting for the official call, and it is good. So 14-0, the Harlingen Cardinals go up on the Pace Vikings with 8 minutes and 29 seconds left to go in the first quarter. First touchdown, block punt. Second touchdown, run in by Medina. And the Cardinals are rolling early in this one.
Yeah, right there on that last drive we saw them. They didn't really attack vertically in the passing game like we had probably thought we were going to be expecting tonight. But the run game was effective for the Harlingen Cardinals. They continue off of last game where they had some nice run plays throughout the game. And here they are tonight running the ball efficiently against this Viking defense.
Well, and I just want to have people remember that they only had 35 yards to work with on that last series as the defense for the Cardinals has been stout to start this game. Again, the punt block turned into a touchdown and then a 3-and-out again and forced a really weak punt that next time by the Viking punter, and the Cardinals able to capitalize. So here we go, third kickoff of the night with less than 4 minutes played in this game. Harlingen Cardinals get ready to kick. And the kick is up, and it is going to be a deep kick again into the end zone, and it will go, this time it lands out of the end zone. This kicker's really got a leg on him tonight. That's number 85, Samuel Bazan, and he kicks it clear out of the end zone. So the Pace Vikings in familiar territory back out to the 25-yard line.
And we haven't seen them get past the 35-yard line. There have been no first downs for the Vikings through the first 2 drives. They did get some positive plays, but not enough on the last drive. First down on the last one really bit them. They had a loss about 5 or 6 to start the drive. It's hard to gain momentum when you haven't had a single first down in the game.
Well, you talked about positive plays, getting positive yardage. And so back out on the field is Alex Cisnero, and he's out with number 24. This is Felix Calderon, the running back, as we have not seen much of Christian Resendes from that first series. And here we go. Cisneros, he will hand it off to his running back. Tries to get out, and it's number 24, Calderon, but he will have no gain on the play and perhaps even a half-yard loss.
Yeah, there was absolutely nowhere to go. He tried making a few cuts towards the outside, but there were 3 or 4 Cardinal defenders following him the entire play. The offensive line needs to do a little bit better job blocking because there was really nowhere for that runner to go.
Nowhere, and that's going to bring up a second down and a long 10, almost 11. As the Pace Vikings are trying to get something going here against this stout Cardinal defense. And number 5 is back in the game, Christian Resendes for the Vikings, and he is the running back behind Alex Cisneros, number 1 quarterback. Cisneros rolls right. He's looking downfield this time, and he's going to throw it into empty space, really, and where a Harlingen Cardinal defender almost picked that one. Really, maybe it was just a timing issue, but that ball was really poorly thrown.
No, I think on that one, it looked like it was a miscommunication. It looked like everyone was faking the initial pass play because normally if you do a quick little screen like that, there were some blockers that will go out there, but no blockers went out there. I think it was on number 85, Samuel Basan, who was, or sorry, that's actually a Cardinal player.
Number 85, Tony Gomez. Here we go, Cisneros, third down, long 10. Pistol formation. He's looking left. He's going to scramble. He lets this one fly in and out of the hands of his receiver, number 24, Felix Calderon. And that could have been a first down, but it just went right through his arms. Incomplete pass. Going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for the Pace Vikings.
Yeah, we see it. It was a nice play. He sees the one-on-one coverage. He steps up into the pocket, gets the throw off. It's a nice throw, just a little behind. And there we have a running back who's playing receiver, who's really more of a pure runner than he is a pass catcher. And so he wasn't able to make the play, unfortunately, for the Pace Vikings. And so we'll see if they're able to put the Cardinals on their side of the ball because they have either blocked it or they've been given great field position tonight.
Oh, and the snap is high, and it is over the punter's head. The ball is rolling into the end zone, and the Cardinals will pick this one up. And it will be a touchdown. It will be a touchdown. The punter left the ball alone. It could have been a safety, but he doesn't touch the ball. It's a live ball. Cardinals pick it up. Touchdown, Cardinals.
And that's something that most teams practice, so it's very surprising that he would decide to just let it go. It looked like once it crossed over, he thought the play was over, but really he wants to jump on that and cause the safety. Just a big mistake on the punter's part right there. Oh, mistake by the center who oversnapped him,
right.
But huge mistake on him for letting it do that.
Definitely. I mean, you could kick it out of the end zone and get away with a safety. But since the ball was recovered, it is a touchdown, and the extra point is good by Basan. And so that makes it a 21-0 ball game here. And only roughly about 4.5 minutes have ticked off the clock here in the first quarter. Just a bizarre start for Vikings today, as especially on those special teams, Jonathan, have just been it's been rough. Let's just put it that way.
Well, I talked about the goals in the locker room. Well, they're going to need extra stickers for right now, the special teams of the Cardinals. They've gotten 2 touchdowns off of special teams tonight. You look at the score, it's 21-0, and the Cardinal offense has only gained 35 yards tonight.
That's right.
It's been special teams that have been, or the defense stopping, and then the special teams that have put points up on the board. And I would say it's more mistakes by Pace that gives us the score the way it is right now.
Yeah, it's interesting that you say that. I mean, that is a great point. They're 21-0, just over 4 minutes gone off the clock here in the first quarter, and the Harlingen Cardinals offense has only been on there for 35 yards. So 2 big special teams touchdowns. Here we go. Pace Vikings are going to bring this one out this time, trying to get some fire going, and the returner will be taken down at about the 21-yard line. So the Vikings will actually start with their worst field position of the night.
Yeah, that time the returner may want to have kept it in. I think he saw 3 kicks go over his head. He finally had a chance to catch it kind of in the middle of the end zone, and he decided he was going to take it out this time. But ends up giving them the worst field position they've had all night. They need to get a first down in order for them to get the ball moving. They have some explosive players, but you cannot rely on just having explosive plays when you're playing a good team like the Cardinals. And so they need to start getting some ball movement in order to keep up in this game, or else it's going to run away from them.
Well, Alex Cisneros comes back into the pistol formation. He's got number 5, Christian Resendes, with him in the backfield. He's going to take the snap. He's going to fake it. Looks right to number 24. That is Calderon, I believe. And Calderon tries to get outside, but he's got about 4 defenders. He will gain about 6 yards on the play. That is Felix Calderon on the quick hitting pass to the flat.
Well, now we saw a ton of Cardinal defenders flashing right to the quarterback, but he does the quick pass out to the side to his receiver, who also plays a lot of running back. So once he got a good catch, he was able to run and make a nice cut, gets around the edge before all the Cardinal defenders meet him, and gains about 6-7 yards on the play.
2nd down and 3 to go. 6 minutes and 51 seconds left to go in the first quarter. The Vikings down by 21. Here we go. Cisneros hands it off to his running back, and that's number 5, Resendes, and Resendes will fall forward for a gain, or possibly a loss of yardage, actually. Just trying to get back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 3rd down for the Vikings.
Well, now when we saw some penetration by the interior defensive line of the Harlingen Cardinals, that it seemed like they did some decent blocking on the edges there, but when you have a defensive tackle that comes up right away and puts a body on the runner, it's not going to be a good play for any offense.
Yeah, there has been just excellent form tackling tonight for the Cardinals. There's not been too many broken tackles, so Cardinal defense has showed up to play, and they're making it difficult for this Pace Vikings to get on the ground. Here we go, 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Cisneros looking to his right. He's got a one-on-one. His receiver, and it's just overthrown, and the ball actually lands out of bounds over the head of number 12, Lázaro Sanchez, and that will bring up yet another 4th down for the Brownsville Pace Vikings.
Well, it looked right there like the receiver had a chance. The quarterback looked at him right away and saw that they were pretty even, and so he tried putting a speed receiver out there, but he overthrows it to the outside, and so there's no chance the receiver could have made a play there.
Well, 4th down now, and the punter comes back out for the Pace Vikings. That is Cristobal Bermudez. And they have 3 up backs, if you will, in there to block. They really do not want to give up another special teams touchdown. Here we go. The punt is up, and it's good this time. And it's going to be a good punt. Fair catch called. And it bounces off the head of a Brownsville Pace special teams player there, but that means that the ball is dead right there. He just bounced off his helmet about 20 yards up in the air. That was pretty interesting there.
Yeah, it looked really funny play out there. If you weren't paying real good attention, you would have thought something crazy happened, but all it was as the defender was breaking down in front of the guy catching the ball was a little shorter than what he thought it was going to be, and just right off the top of his head.
Yeah, watch the replay later. For those of y'all listening live audio, that was definitely an interesting play there. We've got some moving around here. Penalty on the...
Yeah, I think they're going to... Is it a re-kick?
Looks like it may be a re-kick here.
I thought maybe it was going to be a penalty for not allowing the receiver to catch it, but it looks like they're lining up in a special teams formation once again. Maybe it was a penalty that results in a redo.
Yeah, that's really interesting. There was actually... I didn't see a flag on the field. But we know that the teams were marched back down towards the line of scrimmage, and the Pace Viking coaches are on the field trying to figure out what's going on here, as we are up here in the booth as well. What we do know is the ball was punted. It was a good punt this time, and it ended up hitting a Pace Viking on the helmet and then rolled forward about 15, 20 yards. So something happened in all of that where now they are back at the line of scrimmage. They're calling it 4th down and 4. And Pace is going to punt this ball again. Number 7 is lined up to try to get this ball away.
Well, while the coaches were up on the field, I'm sure they were very upset that they'd have to do this again with the poor special teams performance that they've had tonight. That was a very good kick.
It's a bad snap.
And it does go over, and I don't think the punter's going to let it happen again. No, he jumps right on it.
Safety, Cardinals. You know, Jonathan, I mean, you were just talking about that. Coaches were upset. They finally get a punt off. The punt comes back. Now the snap is over the punter's head again. This time the punter falls out in the end zone, but we have a safety now for the Cardinals. Cardinals get the ball now on a kickoff return. Unfortunate set of events here for the Pace Vikings to start this game off tonight.
Well, and the crazy thing is that I almost want to say this is the best special teams play that they've had tonight because of the, one only netted 5 yards. They gave up 2 points automatically here, but it will result in the Cardinals probably being on their own side of the field. So we will get to see the Cardinals most likely return it and then have to see their full offense in display instead of just punching in right there almost in the red zone automatically.
Very true. And so 23-0 for those of y'all listening live right now, valleycentral.com. It is 23 Cardinals to the Brownsville Pace Vikings at 0. We have had now 3 special team scores, 2 touchdowns and 1 safety off of Brownsville Pace Vikings punts. And the Harlingen Cardinal offense has come on the field 1 time, drove it 35 yards for a touchdown. And so now the Pace Vikings will be kicking off to the Cardinals after that safety. And they will receive this. We had at 5:35 left to go in the first quarter. Very interesting first quarter, to say the least, here at Bogus Stadium on this beautiful Friday night in Harlingen, Texas.
And it's huge special teams play, and we get to see a different type of special teams right now as they have to kick it off from their own 20 as part of the safety rules. So we'll see the returners for Harlingen for the first time tonight, and the kickoff for Pace.
And here's the kick, and it is a low driving kick. It will be picked up by number 1. That's Brandon Vasquez. He's reverse field now. It's coming down to the 40. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That's number 4 there, Hayden Flores. And he'll bring it across the 40-yard line. He's going to bring it to the Harlingen Cardinal 42-yard line. And the Harlingen Cardinals will have the longest field of their 2 possessions tonight.
Well, it is good field position for the Cardinals, but it is the farthest that they've had tonight. The first punt of the night was not a very it was blocked, and then the second punt was not very good. And so here we have Cardinals. They're going to have to go, 57 yards in order to get a touchdown here.
And so the Cardinal offense will take the field here. Brandon got us number 15, and he's had Yellerson Castillo, number 28, behind him. He's going to take it option. He's going to keep it. He heads upfield past the 50, past the 45, and he will have the first down on the quarterback keeper for Brandon Garza as he elects to keep the ball on the option run to the right. First down, Cardinals.
Well, they did leave the one free defender. I thought he was going to have to pitch it, but the defender was a little too far on the inside position, and so he just ran right around him. He did not have to pitch the ball at all on that. It was an option play to the right, and he just ran it for the first down.
First down, Cardinals. 5 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Brandon Garza, he's looking left. He wants downfield. Up goes middle, now right, signaling to a receiver. Back left and right again. He finally lets it go, and he has Brandon Vasquez open on the sideline there. First down, Cardinals. Protection all day long for Brandon Garza as he scanned the field left and right again and hooks up with his receiver.
Here we see the replay. He's sitting back there. He's pointing, telling his receivers where to go, and then he follows his final read. He must have done about 6 reads before he really wanted to throw the ball. A lot of confidence in his offensive line. He did not look worried at all that they were not going to block for him. He just stood there and picked that defense apart.
Now it's a first down on the Pace Vikings 25-yard line. Brandon Garza awaiting the snap here. He's looking downfield. He wants to go deep. Looks right now. He's going to let this one fly. He's got a receiver open in the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals, as number 1, Brandon Vasquez beats the defender at the corner there, and he is wide open in the corner of the end zone. 25-yard touchdown pass, Brandon Garza to Brandon Vasquez.
There we see in the replay, they threw a blitz at him, but the blitz was not well executed. 2 guys ran into the same offensive player. There could have been a free defender coming, but they just didn't time it quite right. He sits there and points at his receiver, telling him where to go. He says, go deep, and he just launches the ball. Nothing that the Pace defender could have done. You can't expect the defender to guard a guy for that long.
No, not one-on-one either with Brandon Vasquez. Here we go. The kick is up. Extra point is good. So, folks, we have a 30-0 ball game now. The Harlingen Cardinals have gone up yet again on the Pace Vikings, this time doing it offensively, as their second offensive drive of the night is punched in for a touchdown off the 25-yard pass from Brandon Garza to Brandon Vasquez. 30-0. Harlingen Cardinals well ahead first quarter.
Well, we have seen the Pace defense struggle this season. I believe they're averaging about 45 points scored up against them. So they're not going to be happy tonight. They've already let 30 points go up on the board in the first quarter. So they've already been playing poor defense, and tonight, mostly because of special teams, they already have so many points up on the board. But they have dug a hole for themselves, and they're going to have to work their way out of this. But it's going to have to start with this offense. This offense has to get moving. They have not gotten past the 50-yard line. I think they've only gotten 1 first down.
Right.
And so they need to start making their way up the field and stop the bleeding.
And so the Cardinals will kick off yet again, and Basan getting a good workout tonight as he kicks this one, and it's going to be always dropped by the returner in the end zone. He's going to just recover it and kneel it. And once again, almost a mishap on special teams for the Pace Vikings. Thankfully, the returner just was smart and was able to get back on it, kneel it. And so the Pace Vikings will have some new life again here with 4 minutes and 31 seconds left to go in the first quarter.
Well, he was in the right position. He just let it fall right through his hands. But 25-yard line's not a bad position for them. The last time that we did see him return it, he did fall behind the 25-yard line. So
take what you can right now, Pace Vikings, as they come onto the field. And number one, the quarterback, that's going to be Alexis Neros, comes out in that pistol formation, meaning that he has his running back, Christian Resendiz, behind him. And here we go, 3 wide receivers. He's going to fake it, rolls right. He's looking downfield. He's got his receiver on the comeback, but the ball sails well over the receiver's head into the sidelines of the Harlingen Cardinals. Pass intended for number 12, Lázaro Sanchez, incomplete. Bring up second down.
Yeah, the senior receiver will not be happy on that one. There was some good blocking on that. We haven't seen him get many nice throws off tonight because of the pressure, but that one there was no pressure. He just overthrew his receiver. No chance for the receiver to make a play, but the receiver was open, so the senior receiver there is not going to be happy with that one.
It was actually a very good route. I was watching the receiver down open, and he had a real good comeback, and if that ball would have been placed well, he would have had a first down. Either way, second down, 10 yards to go. It is handed off to the running back. Powering forward. He's running with a purpose there. That's number 5, Christian Resendiz, and he will gain about 8 yards on the run.
And he does not get touched until deep into the run there. He's met by 2 defenders after gaining about 8 yards, but some nice blocking, and he was running hard on that one. He was not going to fall backwards and was not going to let any Cardinal defender stop him there. He gets 8 yards, and this is the first 3rd and short I believe they've had on the night.
3rd down, 3 yards to go to convert for the Vikings. And he's looking right. He's going to throw downfield again. Oh, and this time the receiver comes back to it. He's going to catch this one. The receiver's number 88. We do not have a name for him on the roster. But first down for the Vikings.
Well, we see that ball thrown in the NFL all the time, just the back corner of the back shoulder. It didn't look like the receiver was really looking at it, but at the last second he puts his head up, just turns and catches the ball. A very pretty play by the Pace Vikings on that one.
And they finally convert, and they get the first down now. They're at the 50-yard line, trying to break into the Cardinal side of the field. Here we go. Cisneros hands it off. Running back is met in the backfield. He's going to lose 2 yards as number 5, Christian Resendiz, is arm tackled and cannot get loose.
Yeah, right there, Adrian Lopez of the Harlingen Cardinals gets a ton of penetration. It looked like they had chosen to leave him free. He was going to be a read player, but he came in full steam ahead and put his 2 big hands on the runner. And the runner tried to fight away, but he was not going to escape his hands.
Second down, 12 yards to go, and then just as they were about to move into Cardinal territory, they get pushed back 2 yards. So second down, here we go. Cisneros, pistol formation, sends his receiver in motion. Reading the defense, takes the snap. He's going to look right. He rolls out, and he throws it into empty space. Jonathan, no one there to catch that football, as it looks like he was looking for number 24, his running back converted to receiver, Felix Calderon.
Yeah, right there, the only receiver, like you said, is Calderon there in the general area, but he wasn't even really close. I'm not sure if there was a mistake on the quarterback or the route, but either way, the ball was thrown into virtually unoccupied space there.
And thankfully it was unoccupied. By a big red defender there, because that would have been gone the other way. So here we go, third down, 12 yards to go. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Cisneros is going to take the snap. He's looking downfield, looks left, gets flushed from the pocket. Number 27's got him, and it's going to be a quarterback sack by number 27, Jose Mejia, and he loses big time on that play.
Well, here we see it. Here comes the linebacker running free as they had overloaded the one side. They really sent just too much pressure for this offensive line to block, and they left their receivers one-on-one on the edge, but the Cardinals have a lot of confidence in their defenders, and they, especially when you get that kind of pressure, there's nowhere for the quarterback to throw the ball.
Nowhere to go with that football, and guess what? The Pace Vikings will be punting again, and we know how the punting scenario has gone for the Pace Vikings so far, hoping to get a good snap and a good punt. Waiting for the snap now, the punter. It's a good snap, and the punt is up, and it's a good punt, and it'll be fielded by number 22 of the Cardinals, and he'll be wrapped up, but he breaks the tackle, tries to reverse field, breaking another tackle and come down at about the 39-yard line. The ball came loose. Could not tell if it hit the ground or not, but the ball did come loose, Jonathan.
Yeah, the ball did come loose. That was the senior, number 12 for the Pace Vikings. He'd been playing receiver for them all night, and he was working, trying to strip it out, but the refs called him down. He was working, and it looked like it came out right before his body hit the ground, but it looks like the refs said that his knee was down. Could have easily been the case. Yeah,
definitely. It was one of those hard to tell from here in the box, but not a whole lot of complaint on either side as the Cardinals will take over here at their own 39-yard line. 30-0. The Cardinals lead the Pace Vikings here with 1 minute and 26 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Brandon Garza, Yellerson Castillo in the backfield. Waiting for the snap. He's dropping back. He's looking right. He wants his receiver. He wants Brandon Vasquez again on the corner. And he had Brandon Vasquez, but in and out of the breadbasket. Vasquez could have had his third reception in a row there, but it is in and out of his arms. Incomplete pass.
It looked like the defender. Here we see him. He comes back. Once again, we see a lot of time as Pace only rushed 3 defenders. He points at his receiver, and I think number 42 just got his hands on it just enough for him to change just slightly until the receiver's hands weren't in the right place. As the ball moved just a little bit.
Yeah, check out that replay later. It may have even hit his face mask. It was just kind of a weird position that the receiver got in. Second down, 10 yards to go. Brandon Garza, a quick hitter to Rosales on the outside, number 11. He tries to break. He does break the tackler. He breaks the second tackler, and he'll fall forward for a gain of about 2 yards. That's number 11, Mark Rosales on the reception.
It looked like it was going to be an easy catch and run, but the defender does fight his block, and he gets away from him. He breaks the tackle from that defender, but that gave enough time for the rest of the Pace defense to get there and bring him down. Those were a tough 2 yards that he just earned right there.
Tough 2 yards, but he gets them. Third down and 8. 36 seconds left to go in this first quarter, and it is ticking. Brandon Garza in the shotgun formation. Blitzer coming. He's picked up. He's going to let this go to Rosales again. Rosales got one man to beat, and he cannot, and he's wrapped up, and a couple defenders come in. Take him down and bring up a fourth down for the Cardinals for first fourth down of the night.
Yeah, we saw Jesse Navarez, the senior defensive back. He's the one that tipped the ball just at the end on that long pass play that could have easily been another big reception for the Cardinals. And then he makes the big third down play in the open field, makes the tackle, and we'll see for the first time Harlingen has to punt the ball. And let's see what the Pace return team can do.
And that's going to be the end of the first quarter, so they're going to go ahead and switch sides now. And Harlingen Cardinals, in control of this ball game so far, 30-0. They lead the Pace Vikings, and Pace has just had a series of unfortunate special teams events here in this first quarter. Blocked punt, 2-3 over the head of the punter, and that just has put them in a deep hole here. But the defense comes up with a stop here against the Harlingen Cardinals. They're going to look to try to put something together on offense.
Yeah, I think if you're a Pace fan, you're going to kind of wonder what this quarter could have been like had those special teams plays not been the way they did, because we've seen the offense look really good for the Cardinals, but here the Pace does stop them on this one. So, I don't know. We haven't gotten a good show of what it could look like the rest of the evening.
And here we go. Number 12, Lázaro Sanchez is deep to return for the Pace Vikings. And Basan's going to rugby style this one, and it's going to be a deep punt. It's going to take a Cardinal roll, and that's going to be a beautiful punt for Basan. I'm trying to get this about a 55, 60-yard punt, and it goes out right at the 5-yard line. So a coffin corner there for Basan, and we'll pin the Pace Vikings way down there.
Yeah, the punt does not get much better than that. They do the rugby style as he runs, he kind of jogs to the right side. Really no pressure, so he gets to really think through his kick, and he gets all his foot into it. And man, did he get his foot into it. And then it takes a little bit of a Cardinal roll and gets him, it looked like another 5 yards on the roll. So.
Yeah, definitely. So Pace Vikings are way back against their goal line here on the 5-yard line. And knowing how that Cardinal defense has been playing tonight, Pace Vikings just want to get this out of that end zone. And they're going to line up very tight here. Number 1, Cisneros is actually going under center. They want to be very careful with this football here. And the running back just runs right into a red wall. There is nowhere to go, and he will not gain any yards on that play. Second down and 10.
Yeah, right there we saw the push of the defensive line right there, led by number 61 on the Cardinals defense. That's Emmanuel Mena. and he just pushed that pile in. There was, it was packed in there, but he's the one that really nosedived down the middle, and the runner had nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go, and that actually gave him about a 2-inch loss on that one, it looks like, from the spot of the ball. So second down, 10 yards to go, 11 minutes and 12 seconds left to go in the second quarter, and the Vikings again are in a tight formation. Cisneros is going under center. He'll hand it off to his running back, and he's trying to get out of the end zone, or out of, I guess, the little 5 yards that they have there, trying to get out, because, right now, if you're Pace Vikings, it's going to be third down. If it comes up to a fourth down, you don't want your punter in that end zone the way it's been going tonight.
Yeah, it looks like they're just trying to play it safe and get a little bit of yards, a little bit of space for that punter. But it doesn't look like in that formation they're going to get anything, because this Cardinal defensive line is really pushing it. And so the players that the Vikings use, they really thrive in space more than they do in that compact area. And so they decided QB sneak, so they're not really trying to get anything out of it. They just want to get some space for the punter to do his thing. But
yeah, they run a quarterback sneak. I mean, just trying to push forward and get some kind of yards. And they ran 3 plays and gained maybe a yard on that. So it's going to bring up a 4th down and 9. The ball's on the 6 yard. I want to paint this picture for you. Just remember the mishaps that they've had, especially on the snaps on the punt team here. The punter is about a yard from the very back of the end zone. So here we go. The snap is, and it is high. It is high. The punter jumps up to grab it, and he lands out of the end zone, Jonathan. And just as predicted, yet another special teams mishap for the Pace Vikings, as the punter jumps to catch that high snap and comes down outside of the end zone.
Yeah.
Another safety.
The snap was unfortunately for him too high. It looked like the blocking was pretty decent, but high snap, and didn't matter how good the blocking was, he caught it out of bounds, and so we'll have another safety kickoff.
Oh, that is a tough thing to deal with here. I mean, just the special teams punt has just been a nightmare for the Pace Vikings here in this first half, and the Cardinals will rack up yet another special team score, and so that's going to make it a 32-0 ball game. Ladies and gentlemen, listening live right now at valleycentral.com, thanks for tuning in here with our KHGN team in partnership with valleycentral.com, bringing you this game live from Bogus Stadium. 32-0, the Cardinals add another safety to their repertoire tonight, and the Pace Vikings are coming out to kick the ball off to the Cardinals.
Yeah, we haven't seen much we can't really tell on offense, defense what each team is really doing outside of the Cardinal defense is playing really great against the Vikings offense. But the Cardinals offense hasn't really had to do anything. We see a lot of points on the board, but it's really all off of special teams. You have 2 safeties, a block for a touchdown, and then a very short yardage field. And then we also had the one that went over, and the mishap by the punter, he decided to not pick it up. So it's a lot of points for the Cardinals, but mostly off of special teams.
And this kick is up. It's going to come down right about the 37-yard line. And that's going to be number 4 for the Cardinals. Taking it upfield, and he's going to get it past midfield. That's number 4, Hayden Flores. And he'll take it to the 43-yard line of the Pace Vikings.
Yeah, right there, Flores just used his speed to come off the edge. It looked like one of the defenders was going to be able to catch him, but he had just enough speed to get by him and gains about another 10 yards after the miss by the Viking defender.
It's going to bring up a 1st down and 10 for the Cardinals. 9 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in the first quarter. 32-0. The Cardinals well in control of this ball game so far. 1st down, 43-yard line. Brandon Garza in. Yellerson Castillo, the running back. 4 wide receivers. He's going to give it to Yellerson. Yellerson up to the 40, spins, and he'll be held up quickly there. He's going to gain 3 yards on the run.
Yeah, right there we see some initial push by the offensive line, but not enough separation pushing the defenders away from the runner. He's met quickly by several defenders once he gains the first 2 yards, and then they push him back. So he gets only about 3 yards on the play.
2nd down and 7 now for the Cardinals. They are now at the 40-yard line of the Pace Vikings. 4 wide receivers spreading it out here. And he's looking quick to Rosales. Rosales catches on the outside. He's got some space to run. 1st down to the 30, down to the 29-yard lines, and he is pushed and dragged out of bounds there, and the flag goes up, and it very well could be unsportsmanlike conduct, unnecessary roughness, even a personal foul there, late hit.
Yeah, I think they're going to get him for tackling him well out of bounds. Feel a little sympathy for the defender there because he was getting pushed down himself. It was a nasty stiff arm by the receiver, and really he was just trying to hold on as he was getting pushed out. But he was tackled well out of bounds, and they will get the personal foul for that.
Well, and I do empathize with the defenders here. I mean, it's pretty frustrating here, getting pushed back like this, and so they're just trying to make something happen. And the Cardinals are just driving again, and they're down at the 14-yard line, and it is going to be a 1st down and 10 for the Cardinals after that nice pass and catch there, and then a penalty after the play, and so that'll bring up 1st down, very short field for the Cardinals. Brandon got a shotgun formation. He'll hand it off to Medina. Medina, he hurdles a defender, and he'll go down after a gain of about 5, maybe 6 yards.
Right there, it looked like it was going to be about a loss of 1 because the defender does come pretty free and was able to get a good hand on him, but he does break the arm tackle, even though it was a good hand, and he earns himself another 4 or 5 yards after that. Nice play by the runner there.
It's going to bring up a 2nd down and 5 yards to go. The ball is on the 10-yard line of the Pace Vikings. Brandon Garza waiting for the snap. He's looking left. He's got a wide open wide receiver, and it is a touchdown. Untouched, unblocked, not defended. Number 7, Jordan Ramirez, just breaks away from the cornerback, and it's a touchdown.
Yeah, here we see it looks like the safety got faked by the route that the bottom receiver ran, and so he comes running up trying to make the play. We just saw the receiver make the big 1st down play earlier, and so he gets fooled by the look of the quarterback. He just looks right up and gets the easy completion right down the middle. Easy touchdown for the Harlingen Cardinals.
Touchdown makes it 38-0. Waiting for the extra point. There's a flag. That's going to be offsides on the Pace Vikings. It should be declined because that extra point is good. It'll make this a 39-0 ball game. We've got 2 safeties in this so far for the Cardinals. And so that's why we have the odd score here. And a bunch of special teams points put up. I'm starting to lose track already here as we get into the 2nd quarter. But 39-0. Cardinals well in control of this ballgame.
Well, we got 2 touchdowns by the special teams. That's 14 points put up on the board, and then 2 safeties, so that's another 4. So 18 points of these 39 have been on special teams, and then there was also the punt that really only gained them about 5 yards, so another easy touchdown for the Cardinals. We haven't had to see a lot out of the offense for the Cardinals because of the strong defensive play and the poor special teams play by the Vikings. So we have a very one-sided game. We haven't gotten to see much of that Cardinal offense. I'd like to see what Pace is able to make them do as we close out this half.
Well, that offense is going to have to wait just a little bit because the Cardinals will be kicking off to the Pace Vikings yet again tonight, as Bassan has given that leg a workout as he has been kicking kickoffs for a good portion of this ball game. Here we go, 39-0 again. 8 minutes and 12 seconds remain in the 1st half. And the Cardinals are kicking off again to the Pace Vikings. It is a high kick. It will come down about the 3-yard line. The return is going to bring it out. He's past the 20 now, up to the 25. Got some space. He runs into his own player. He skirts it to the outside, up to the 30. And, he could have gone for a lot longer, but it looks like he ran into one of his own players there.
Yeah, right there, it looked like some of the backside blockers right there. They couldn't tell what was going to happen there, and so they kind of stayed looking around. Really, a coach going to be upset. They're going to want you to say, just go find somebody and make a block. Had they done that, he might have been able to skirt off the edge. And we saw him gain about 70 yards earlier this year against Harlingen South on a big play. We could have seen him really take it to the house because he had some nice momentum and some nice space. Unfortunately, he runs into his own teammate and is quickly met by other Cardinal defenders.
And so that's going to bring up 1st down and 10 on the 31-yard line. And Cisneros is dropping back. He's got pressure. He lets it fly, though, and he completes it to number 5. Wow, number 5 hurdling a defender. That's Christian Resendez. And he is basically carried out of bounds after that big-time hurdle there as he jumps over the defender on the outside.
Yeah, here we'll see it. He's almost going to get sacked, but the lineman gets just enough on the defensive end. Nice block, and then he jumps up. But we're going to add some more yards to it because he was tackled well out of bounds after he made the huge vertical leap. He's met by Cardinal defender, a name that we've been familiar with, Gilbert Bermea, but Bermea looks confused and upset, but he caught him out of bounds and then put him down out of bounds as well.
Yeah, I think it was just one of those things where that number 5 was just coming through the air and it kind of landed into Gilbert, and Gilbert just finished off the play, but he was out of bounds, it seems. So they're going to penalize that, and so the Brownsville Pace Vikings finally break into the Harlingen side of the football field tonight, as they will have a first down on the 46-yard line of the Harlingen Cardinals. 7 minutes and 24 seconds left to go in this first half. Cisneros is going to hand it off to his running back. Running back is going to be met quickly by a defender, but it looks like the offensive lineman, Jonathan, talking about that, is pulling him across. Wow.
Well, offensive lineman goes and he's trying to make a play blocking. He feels his runner start falling on top of him. He just grabs him and drags him for about another 2 yards. Now, that's phenomenal effort is on that one.
I haven't seen that before. I mean, he literally, number 73, grabbed the running back and pulled him with him about 2 yards.
Yeah, he was going to fall down right there, so he keeps him up a little bit, tries to pull him, and gains him another 2 yards.
2nd down and 6 to go for the Pace Vikings, as they have had a couple of interesting happenings for them on offense. Finally, ball bouncing their way. But this time, number 24 is going to take that handoff. That's Felix Calderon, and he's met quickly. And now those couple yards that were gained by that pulling offensive lineman is negated. It's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9.
Yeah, right there, the runner had nowhere to go. As soon as he catches the handoff, he looks up and sees 2 Cardinal defenders coming right at him. He tried making a cut, but there's nowhere for him to go as he loses yards there. The Cardinal defense, they're going to want to make this stop. This is the first time they allow him to get into their territory, but they do not want him to go anymore. So 3rd and long here for the Vikings.
Just under 6 minutes to go in this second quarter. Cisneros going to hand it off. No, he keeps it. He tries to pass it to the flats, but big number 82 for the Cardinal defense. It's Adrian Lopez, bats it down. Incomplete pass. 4th down for the Vikings.
Yeah, right there, they did not fool the Cardinal defense at all. The runner was running hard, and it was a very good fake, but the Cardinal defense, I think they knew what they were doing there, and they did not go for it at all. Had it actually been a handoff, they could have gained a lot of yards, but...
I mean, number 5 was up the past the line of scrimmage in a hurry, Christian Descendis, but he kept it and tried to throw it, and it was batted down. So 4th down, and the punter comes out again, the punt team.
And if you're on the Viking side, you have to be holding your breath right now because you've seen some very poor play on punts, and it is a high snap, and he does get the kickoff.
Oh, my. He does get the kickoff, and it's going to take a really good Pace Vikings bounce down into the, I don't know, about the 7-yard line. Oh, we've got a penalty here on the flag. We had a Pace Viking well into the sidelines of the Cardinals. I just caught that at the very end, but there is a penalty flag on the field.
Right there, Adrian Lopez for the Cardinals, number 82. He decides to continue his block well after the play, and he just keeps blocking. I think he got excited because he knew he was going to get the pancake block and put his defender on the ground. But can't do that out of bounds, especially well after the play has already been called dead. But
unsportsmanlike conduct.
So I think since the ball was down at the 7, it would be a half the distance to the goal.
So the Cardinals will, you talked about wanting to see this Cardinal offense. Here we go, Jonathan. They've got 97 yards of field to work with if they're going to do anything as far as the touchdown goes. And so we will get to see the full-fledged Harlingen offense here as they have a full field to work with after a good punt, actually, by the Pace Vikings and that penalty extracurricular activities, unsportsmanlike conduct.
Well, the punt was high, and the Cardinals had come after it, so I thought he was going to get tackled as he turned around, but he quickly got the ball off, and it wasn't high, but it went far.
Brandon Gaddis is actually in the end zone here, and he will hand it off to his running back. Spins. Oh, he's got some space to the 15, to the 20, to the 25. Cuts it back to the 35, the 40, and that is a big run for the Harlingen Cardinals to bring it out of the end zone. That is number 23, Fidencio Gonzalez for the Cardinals.
Here on the replay, we see it's a nice block right here, and then just a nice spin move, and then he just continues to break tackles the rest of the way, arm tackle after arm tackle. No one was able to square up on him and get a proper hit on him, and then he finally gets met by a defender after making many miss at about the 41-yard line.
37-yard gain for Fidencio Gonzalez on that run. Brandon Garza He's calling Brandon Vagasas. He wants him downfield. He's coming back to him. Just is not able to communicate well with his receiver. His receiver, obviously it looked to me that Garza wanted him to go upfield because he was going to try to bomb it. But, Brandon Vagasas kept coming back towards him. So Garza takes it himself, and he gets nailed right at the sideline there. People wanted a late flag, but not going to happen. 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, it was really close, but it was close enough to where you can't really make the call there, or it'd be justified either way. But he did not want to settle for anything small, and he got punished for it at the end of the play there.
2nd down and 5, Brandon Garza. Shotgun formation. Blitzer coming off the corner there. He's going to drop out to Rosales, and we're going to have a block in the back. I saw that clearly from here, as Rosales will get pushed out of bounds after a gain of about 4, but that is a clear block in the back on the receiver on the outside.
Yeah, when they've run this play, we've seen some nice blocking by the Cardinal receivers, but on that one, the defender does get by him, and the blocker did not want to give up on it, does push him in the back. An easy call for the ref, looking right there on the edge, and so they'll be bringing this back for 10 yards.
Yeah, definitely. Just that was just very clear as the receiver was trying to get outside. That defender was blocked in the back in towards the play there, and so good call there by the officials. Going to bring up a 2nd down, about 15 to go now. We're at 4 minutes and 30 seconds left to go in this first half. It has been all Harlingen Cardinals, 39-0 up to this point. Brandon Garza waiting for the snap. He's looking downfield. He wants Brandon Vasquez again. I'm sorry, that's Jordan Ramirez, number 7. And, I've seen Brandon Garza, Jonathan. He's just looking. He wants to go deep. His receivers are not doing it, though. They're not getting there.
Yeah, right there, there was really nowhere for him to go, but he did not want to settle for a short pass. And like you said, he's looking to go deep. We've seen him every time he's touched the ball. He's pointing to the receivers, go up the field. And on that one, he catches it and looks for his one receiver that was going up the field. It was well defended by the safety there, but he does try to squeeze it in, not able to make a play.
3rd down, 15 yards to go. Garza looking right. He has Rosales short. He's going to hit Rosales. Oh, and Rosales is hit as soon as he catches that football, and he gets back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up a 4th down and 10 for the Cardinals.
Big open field tackle by number 21 of the Viking defense, and that is Daniel Castillo. He's a senior defensive back. Makes a nice hit on the receiver. He caught it and tried to make a little play, and the defender was not fooled at all. Just comes and meets him with a nice hit, and the Cardinals are going to have to punt once again.
Yeah, the Cardinals, after that big 37-yard run, they just could not get anything going after that. Had the penalty block in the back, and so here they go. They're going to be punting again for the 2nd time of the night. So 4th down and 9. Last time Basan punted, he put it down at the 5-yard line of the Pace Vikings. He's going to try to do it again. Here we go. Basan, good snap. And he's just going to forward punt this one. It's going to have a Cardinal roll to it. Oh, and it's fumbled. It's muffed by the punt returner. But it looks like he was able to fall back on it. And it looks like the Pace Vikings will have the football at the 20-yard line. 19.
Yeah, the ball did not go very high. It was kind of bouncing on the ground, and as it was bouncing, he thought he could maybe be able to catch it and run with it. But he does muff a little bit, jumps right onto it. I was a little worried that we're going to see another big special teams mistake by Pace, but he falls right onto it, and we'll see the Pace offense take it from the 20-yard line. That last Cardinal drive, we saw the one big run, but we didn't see much after that. Garza is trying to hit it downfield, and I think he left himself with a big, long 3rd down and wasn't able to make a play.
So 1st down for Cisneros in the Pace Vikings offense at the 19-yard line. He's going to look for number 5. That's his all-star, if you will, on the outside there. His a main man to go with, and he will get just about a gain of 2 yards on the play. That is Christian Resendiz.
And we're talking to the coaches. We know that Christian Resendiz is their big playmaker. He has the ability to catch it on the side. He can run with it. He's fast. But just too many Cardinal defenders there as Bermea makes the tackle.
2nd down, 8 yards to go. 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to go in this first half. 39-0. Harlingen Cardinals ahead of the Pace Vikings. Cisneros is going to come out here. He's going to have 3 wide receivers. He has his running back behind him. Pistol formation. Waiting for the snap. And he wants number 5 to send this. And this is, couldn't tell if it was batted down or not, Jonathan, but either way the pass came up really short. It's going to bring up a 3rd down.
And I don't think there was much going to happen there. There were about 4 coverage players towards that side of the field. I don't think he would have, had he caught it, been able to make much of a play anyways. But it is well short, It did look like it might have been batted down, but the spiral did look good enough to maybe it was just a bad throw. Hard to tell there, but either way, 3rd and 9 for the Pace Vikings with 2 minutes and 15 seconds left to go in the half.
It just seems to me as Cisneros comes to the line, he already knows where he wants to go with the football. And his first instinct is just to turn there and throw it, whether there's coverage there or not. And that could get him in trouble tonight if he continues that pattern. Here we go, Cisneros. He's going to look right, and he wants to go right. And he's going to let this one fly downfield. The defender, oh, wow, the offensive receiver here. He's got the catch. He's down to the 35, the 30, down to the 25-yard line. Just a wonderful play there by the receiver who got some separation from the defender. I thought the defender was going to go for the pick, Jonathan, but the receiver ended up getting separation, catching that football, and took it all the way down the field to the 20.
Yeah, right here we see, just like you said, he knew where he was going with the ball. He kind of made the pre-read that it was going to be one-on-one. He just throws it up high, and his receiver makes the big play. There was a lot of collision there. I don't know if they were going to call a penalty and on where either way it would have gone, but no penalty on the play. Big catch, and then he breaks another tackle before he's finally wrestled down from behind. But big play, I'd say, on the receiver. Quarterback trusting his receiver, a big play.
And that was Lázaro Sanchez, number 12, on that reception. And this run is going to go nowhere. Loss of about 1 yard there. It looked to me like the cornerback, which is number 4, Hayden Flores, jumped too soon on that last one. And the receiver, number 12, Lázaro Sanchez, able to come down with it. So biggest play of the night, definitely for Pace.
Yeah, the ball was just thrown up there so high. I think it's hard to really gauge the timing on it, but the receiver's timing on it was great. He catches high up in the air and just in stride makes a beautiful play there.
2nd down, 11 yards to go. 1 minute and 2 seconds left to go in this first half. Pace Vikings getting close to that red zone. Here we go, Cisneros. He's looking right. He wants right. He's going to let it fly, but the flag man there tried to catch that, and that ball was well out of bounds. Going to bring up a 3rd down for Cisneros and the Pace Vikings.
Yeah, right there was some pressure right up the gut by number 34 of the Cardinal defense. He comes in, Camacho comes in, putting pressure on. He has to quickly run to the right, but he only had one receiver running on the right side, and so he quickly throws it away. Smart play by the quarterback there. Gives them another play here on 3rd and 10, 11 yards.
51 seconds left to go in this first half, and it has been a lopsided first half as the Harlingen Cardinals, especially on special teams, has just dominated these Pace Vikings. It is 39-0. The Pace Vikings will call a timeout. Just a quick thank you to our school board members.
Yeah, our school board members include President George McShann, Vice President Javier De Leon, Secretary Greg Powers, and then our other members, Dr. Nolan Bettis, Berna Young, Jerry Floriette, and Dr. Cesar Maldonado. Beautiful night tonight, such great community support, and it starts with those school board members.
Big thank you to all of our school members, also our school board members, also to Dr. Art Cavazos, our interim superintendent, doing a fine job for this school district as well as the rest of the superintendent staff. Bringing you this beautiful game here from Bogus Stadium. Beautiful night, if you will. It's been a beautiful game for the Harlingen Cardinals so far. Not so beautiful for the Pace Vikings as they have struggled early here in this game obviously to put some points on the board. They have gone 0 in that department. And just trying to, I guess, keep some resolve about them, Jonathan. And if they can score a touchdown here, I think that they would be really excited about that with the way the first half has gone so far.
Yeah, they have a chance. They have 51 seconds, but they're in good field position at the 25-yard line. They're about to get into the red zone if they can make a play.
Cisneros, 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Fakes the handoff, throws it right back to his running back, number 5. And he gets hit hard on the outside there. Big stick as number 5, Resendez, goes down. It's going to bring up a 4th down with 36 seconds, and time is ticking away.
And he gets hit hard, but he does not go down very fast as he really just gets stunned, and then one of his offensive line pushes him in for the edge. That was just he was coming out of the backfield. It was an interesting play call there. I guess they were anticipating the blitz, but there was a defender waiting for him in the zone coverage behind.
15 seconds, and Pace Vikings doesn't look like they're going to take a timeout. Play clock is down to 4-3.
I think they'll maybe take a timeout and try to kick a field goal for points.
Yeah, 6 seconds remaining now on the board, and You know, I think Pace Vikings wanted to get to halftime as quick as possible, but maybe we want to try to put some points up. So we're going to have to check here and see if they're going to come out with a field goal unit or they're going to come and try to take a shot at the end zone.
Well, I think they wanted to set it up where there was only going to be one play left in the game, and they were going to be the one making the play. Of course, you always have to watch out for interception when you're trying to, for sure, force a play in. But we'll see what they do. Maybe they decide to kick it. We have seen a strong leg by their kicker. But it looks like they'll come out and try to score a touchdown here, as they do have a lot of points to make up tonight.
Oh, comes out with Resendez. He's going to be in the slot here, and Cisneros. Well, I take that back. Field goal attempt here, actually. A lot of the same personnel. I think that's what fooled us.
Yeah.
It looks like they're starting offense on the field, but a couple of them are going to be converted into field goal personnel. So here we go, a field goal attempt, a 35-yard field goal attempt. 6 seconds left to go in this first half. Snap is good. Place is good. The kick is up, and it's a good-looking kick. Oh, and it is no good. No good. Wide left, perhaps. But the official says no good. No score. 39-0. Pace Vikings down as they head into the locker room for halftime.
Yeah, the Pace Vikings, they look like a nice kick. Not nice enough, just a little bit to the left. So they're going to go in, shut out in the half. But they did get into the red zone, so they're going to look to continue that type of momentum. We saw the quarterback there at the end really trusting his receiver, trying to make a big play. But we have seen way too much Cardinals on defense and then on special teams tonight. Too many big plays that the Vikings have given up. And so they're going to have to work their way out of a big hole in the second half.
Halftime here at Boca Stadium. We'll catch you in the second half.